All right, everybody, welcome back to No Glitches Allowed 2026. We are ready now for our next run. It is Hollow Knight Silksong with Upper Casserole. Take it away.
All right, hello, welcome in everybody. My name's uppercasserole, and this is Hollow Knight Silksong. Today we're going to be doing any percent hitless, which is not exactly a speed run. We are going to be going decently fast, but the main goal is to just not actually get hit. I am joined on comms by fellow hitless runner Karu.
Hello.
All right. So I'll just talk a little bit about what this means, actually. So we're playing on the latest patch of the game. I'm not playing on modded or anything like that. We're not using like a one-hit KO mod. We're going to try to do hitless. We're just going to do our best. There's a hit counter in the bottom corner of the screen where we're just going to keep track, and we're it's a marathon. If we get hit, we get hit. That's okay. I personally am going to be donating $20 for every time that I get hit, and Karu has graciously agreed to also match that, so it'll be $40 every time I get hit. So hopefully I get hit a lot.
Ooh.
Wait, no, that's not right.
Well,
Wait, what?
Okay, so yeah, let's get started with this run. We'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
good luck, have fun.
Thank you. Okay, so this is Hollow Knight Silksong, of course, the sequel to Hollow Knight that is in development for at least 7 years, much to the internet's dismay. If you've never seen this game, it's a 2D Metroidvania that is renowned for its difficulty. All the bosses are tough. There's a lot of enemy arenas. Everything in this game deals contact damage, so even just brushing up against an enemy is going to get us hit, and we're going to try and beat it without getting hit a single time. That's the goal. I have been doing speedrunning for like 7 years. I've more recently started dabbling in hitless. I really enjoy both. I find them both very similar. So hopefully you enjoy this hitless run as we get through the intro here. This is Hornet, our protagonist, and we're going to get started. Kara, where are we going first?
To the secret room on the right.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
go
actually
visit.
didn't know.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. Oh my gosh, Dave, no.
So that's Dave. We beat up Dave for a beast shard, which is basically all the shards we're gonna need for the entirety of the run. So 10 seconds in, we're set for what is effectively ammo forever. It's a bit of a meme. So like I beat up Dave for the shell shard. Karu, who also runs this game hitless, does not beat up Dave.
We praise Dave.
Yeah. And that's sort of one thing that I really like about hitless is that you can just kind of like everyone has their own little route, and like in speedrunning, everyone is sort of really married to the perfectly optimal route. But in hitless, you have a little bit more flexibility to sort of do what you want, do strats that are comfortable for you, route it in a way that you like, that sort of thing. Oof. Hornet having some stomach troubles here. This always happens. It'll be fine though.
I hate when that happens.
But yeah, so I guess a little bit about the game interface. In the top left corner, you can see my health bar. There's 4 out of 5 masks because we start the game damaged. I'll be healing that in a little bit, and then hopefully we'll never take damage ever again. Below that, there's a bar, and that's my silk meter, which we can use to heal, which we'll hopefully never be doing. And then also we can use it for silk skills, which we will be using plenty of. So those are sort of special attacks, but we don't have any of those yet. So right now we're just sort of maneuvering our way through the early game, the tutorial area, as it were. All right, we're coming up to the first boss here, which actually is like possibly the boss I'm most afraid of. Not because they're necessarily the hardest, but there's a real chance that they hit me, and I really don't want to get hit like 2 minutes into a marathon run. So, wish me luck, I guess.
I think a lot of people just disrespect Boss Mother, that's why.
They really do. Okay. I missed a hit, that's bad. So basically their pattern is super consistent if your damage is super consistent, but as soon as you miss a hit, then I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna behave, and it gets awkward. Yeah, okay. You usually never see that attack.
Really, yeah.
Okay, fine, cool.
Nice.
It's fine. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I would normally, I'm often a lot more aggressive in that fight, but again, as soon as you miss a single attack, you just sort of have to give her a lot of respect, which is too bad. But
Yeah, that first sequence is the most important, I think.
Alright. I've got a really long cutscene here. I don't know if there are any announcements or anything just yet, but now's a great time for them if you have any.
Yeah. So just want to remind everyone again, we have that 2-for-1 open right now. For one, here in Silksong, we have the option of going to the dog park at the end of the run if we get 100 total marked towards that incentive. Or you can also name the blooper in our Mario Mon run with a bid war. And that 2-for-1 is because anything that goes towards that also goes towards the $3,000 milestone to get us to a bonus game, Cuphead, at the very end of the marathon. We got time for a donation as well?
Sure, yeah.
All right, so we have a $10 donation from Incheco. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. They have, speaking of that incentive, they've attached it towards that incentive. Take Isla to the dog park, Cass.
Thank you, Idge.
Hey.
Okay, so story-wise, Hornet has been kidnapped and brought to this land of Farloom, and we're now gonna go find the people responsible, because we don't like getting kidnapped. You can see movement-wise, I'm doing a lot of these jump dives. I should not have done that, but anyways, which is the fastest way to move right now. Although I don't do it particularly optimally. Again, this isn't exactly a speed run, so I do it sort of a way that's a lot easier on the hands. But yeah, it is slightly faster than walking. We're coming up to our first sort of skip here, the Beastfly skip, I guess. I don't know if there's actually a different name for it. But yeah, we're gonna pogo an enemy to get up onto a ledge that we otherwise shouldn't be able to reach. It saves about a couple minutes, really. It's like quite a big skip.
And skips an arena, which is really nice.
Yeah, very true. Hello, sir. Just getting this guy's attention, luring him over to the side here. Nice. So it's not really a sequence break. Like we could get to this area of the map that I'm in right now with our current movement abilities, but it does just like save like literally like 2 minutes and a full arena, so it's really nice. You can also see I'm going out of my way to pick up a bunch of rosaries. This is like the currency of this game. Funnily enough, an any percent speedrun would also be collecting nearly all of these rosaries as well, but they would use it for a much different reason than me. They use it to save time. I use it to buy a bunch of safety upgrades. Pashanka. This is Chakra. She's the map seller. We love Chakra, but we're not going to buy any of her maps today.
Oh. Oh, we didn't get the lucky Pashanka.
We did not get yeah, when you leave, she gives you a random soundbite, and sometimes you get the double Pashanka, which means that the run is blessed. This room actually terrifying. These Spitty Pilgrims are something.
They're the worst enemies in Moss Grotto for sure.
Especially casually, like those guys, like you don't realize that you can like deflect the projectiles with your needle, and like without that guy on the ledge is just impossible. I don't know how you're supposed to get past him. Alright, another very minor skip here. This one only saves like 5 seconds or so, but we're gonna taunt this enemy and then we'll go on their head. Alright. So this gets us our first silk skill here from this shrine. So this is the Silk Spear. It's a big AoE attack that we can use in front of us. It deals like 3 times a regular needle strike's worth of damage. So it's quite useful. And we literally don't have anything else to spend silk on since we're never going to heal. So A very useful skill to have, and also we need it to finish the game or whatever, I guess.
Just a minor detail.
Yeah. But here it is there. That's the Silk Spear. It does a lot of damage and also breaks the silk barriers. All right, now we're going to go rescue Ayla, our doggo. They're currently tied up, and we're going to go and rescue them. And they're in a foul mood because they've been like tied up all day. So they're understandably going to get a little bit upset with us, but it's okay. Okay. So I'm going to try and do a phase skip here. So when Ayla gets to half HP, Ayla is the name of the Bell Beast, by the way, they're going to go to phase 2, and I want to skip that if possible. So right now I'm very cautiously counting hits. 1, 2, 3. So now they're 1 hit above half health. So we're going to try and burst them down. I think that hit? I'm not sure it did. We'll find out in a sec. Oh, okay. One of the spears missed. So unfortunately we have to sit through this phase 2, which is scary and also slow. But yeah, they're like 3 hits away from dead most likely. Okay. That bell came down from the ceiling at like the worst possible spot. Oh, I missed both spears. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's not how you do that, but it's okay. We didn't get it. So they're fine. They've settled down now, and now they're going to be our fast travel doggo. And if you want to see them go to the dog park later, you know what to do, chat.
So true. We're at $15 of the 100 needed for that right now.
All right, so here we have this little spider dream sequence. We have a few of these in the run. Not sure exactly why. I don't know. I'm not like super into the lore, but like, why do we get one after beating up Bell Beast? I guess because she has the silk heart. Why does she have the silk heart? I don't know. It's whatever. Lore is happening. I will note we are playing this game in English, which is technically suboptimal, like speed-wise. I believe Simplified Chinese is fastest. If you're familiar with Hollow Knight, Simplified Chinese in that game is like a million years faster than English. It's like so absurd. I cannot play Hollow Knight in English anymore, having done speedruns of that game. In this game, it's a lot closer. Like Simplified Chinese is faster, but it's not like nearly as huge a deal, and I prefer to read the text, so I just play in English. Hi, Ayla. So now we have access to fast travel. We'll be using that throughout the run to move around the map, but we don't need it just yet. Okay, we're gonna hit this lever, leave the room, and then re-enter the room to skip the cutscene that plays. The cutscene's actually very long. We're gonna do that a lot. Almost any time we hit a lever, we'll just immediately peace out. Alright, so we're working our way over to regain the ability to run, which is both helpful and, again, also actually just necessary to finish the run. Beat up that spider for some extra rosaries. Kara, do you want to explain the, like, Silk Spear turnaround tech?
Yeah, I know it's a speedrunning tech, and you do it to, I guess, to kind of initiate the skill faster. Is kind of like the gist of, of what I know.
Oh, do you not use it yourself?
Rarely. Like,
okay.
I think I only use it on Bell Beast, and that's it.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, basically, if you like swing your needle and then use a silk skill, such as the Silk Spear, there's like a really big delay. But you can minimize that delay by turning around, by like literally changing the direction that Hornet is facing. And I basically do that. Basically, anytime I'm using a silk skill, I'm first turning around, because it like is literally like a full quarter of a second faster, and that's super helpful in a lot of spots.
Do you have to do the slash first before doing the turnaround to get the full benefit?
Well, so I mean, like, if you don't slash, like you can just Silk Spear and it's fine, right? Like it'll come out immediately. It's just like if you slash, then your Silk Spear is delayed unless you also turn around.
I was gonna say I guess I just was doing it wrong or something because I wasn't slashing before everyone.
I mean, that's, yeah, like typically if you're trying to like get as much DPS as possible, you're often like slashing and then Silk Spearing, I guess, but
yeah,
but it depends, I suppose. All right, so we did a little parkour section there for some extra rosaries. And we're gonna grab some more extra ones over here. This game is very, the economy in this game is like not great. You are very poor, like honestly throughout the game, and especially in the early game, but there are actually a lot of well-hidden caches of rosaries around, as I'm showing. Notably, we just walked right past the room containing the straight pin, which is like a throwing weapon that I could have picked up. And a lot of hitless runners do. I believe, Caro, you grab it.
yeah.
I'm not the hugest fan because we're gonna grab sting shards like very soon. So I just like wait for that. But I know a lot of hitless runners really likes the straight pin.
Do you do early detox?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That always scares me, but
Yeah, that's another thing. Is like some people will do the deep docks arena later, which makes the straight pin a little bit better. Okay, little skip here. We're gonna lure this enemy over and pogo on their head. Again, this isn't like a huge time save. It's like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds again, but it's not too difficult. Boink. This room is actually quite terrifying. These hoppy boys can be very spooky. Especially when they're stationary, I find them to be actually really tricky, which sounds weird, but if they're hopping, it's fine, but when they decide to stand still, then they'll troll you every time.
yeah, they'll randomly decide to just turn around and jump right at you.
Alright, this room I tried and do was sort of speedrunner way as fast as possible to get past this ant. It's maybe less scary than it looks. I don't think that ant has ever hit me, but it looks spooky. And then this arena we're gonna actually just do straight up the speedrunner way, because it's also very safe. But yeah, did I actually explain? So you get silk by hitting things with your needle, and shooting a silk spear costs 4 silk. So, like, yeah, we have to mix up using our slashes to get silk to use the silk spears. All right. So I always find this really funny. So we're like unlocking these abilities from like ancient spider secret shrines, right? So like we're inheriting the secret spider art, but this art is just running. So apparently spiders have hoarded the secret of how to run and only teach it to other spiders. So yay us, I guess. We can run now. Hooray, we can go fast. So I'm going to come up here and rescue this flea. So in this game, there are fleas hidden throughout Farloom, and you can rescue them. Awoo! And they are very cute. And rescuing 5 fleas will get you access to Greymore. I'm not actually going to rescue 5 fleas. I used to route it that way, but I no longer do. So I just rescue that 1 flea because they're cute. Does it lose time? Yes. Do I do it anyways? Also yes.
I was actually gonna ask if you're gonna do the 5 fleas. I
No.
remember you. Yeah. I was like,
I'm
oh
not,
wow, we're doing the
but
5 fleas.
No. But I like to rescue the 1. Alright, and this is the first arena that I would say is actually, like, difficult. Like, there's like, actually a real risk of getting hit here, so I'm gonna be quiet. I'll let Karu, talk about it, but I'm gonna try and lock in.
Yeah, this arena is surprisingly difficult and annoying, especially early. Those flying coal throwing guys are probably the worst enemies in this arena, because sometimes they'll decide to just like throw the coal right into the face, or mistime the coal.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
How did that
Nice,
coal
nice.
not hit me? Actually, that was weird.
I think you
I like
jumped
missed
right
my
at
first
the...
slash, which threw everything off, but somehow they didn't hit me. Okay. We'll take the marathon look.
Nice. Yeah, there have been so many times where that coal will just lob right over my soak spear and just like bonk you straight on the head.
Yeah.
So those enemies are the worst in that arena.
So we did that arena so we could get access to this, the Forge Daughter shop, which. So I mentioned earlier, like a lot of hitless runners have different routes. I think every single hitless runner comes here and grabs sting shards because sting shards are super good. They're like the best tool for hitless by a wide margin. They are just super useful. We're going to equip them right now, though I'm not actually going to use them for a while. But yeah, so we have these sting shards we can use. They have sort of an ammo system, so they only replenish whenever we sit on a bench, so we can't just spam them forever, but they're very strong in the right spots. Here's Lace. I really hate this boss. Like most every other boss, we get pretty aggressive against, so I'm like in their face dealing damage. But like Lace is just, her movements are so awkward. You just like can't get in her face and deal damage without significant risk. So we just sort of play it really cautiously. Also, unfortunately, we didn't knock her into the lava there. It actually deals a lot of damage if she gets staggered in the lava. Nope, faced him.
I'm watching
Okay.
nervously.
Oh, so close both times.
Yeah, if I were a skilled speedrunner, I might actually like count hits to try to purposely stagger her into lava, but I've never actually done it. I just hit her. If she falls in the lava, yay. Alright, lace down.
Ooh, nice. While
She is such
we're
an
watching
awful
that,
boss.
yeah, that looked tough. But I just want to welcome in the Raiders. Welcome in to No Glitches Allowed 2026. We're here raising money for the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia, working to provide a haven for homeless dogs. You can hit exclamation donate in chat. And we also have an incentive for this run to, speaking of a dog, our dog Isla can go to the dog park if we hit $100 total raised towards that incentive, which right now is at 20 of that $100.
This enemy is the worst. They move
really
randomly,
are.
so it's just like, you never know where they're going to be standing. Alright, jumping over some lava here. There you can see fourth course in the background. We'll be seeing them again later. But first we need to gain the ability to float. I messed up the move and I'm going to do it again. That was not it. I don't know what I did there. Okay, anyways, we're fine. I think I dashed when I was supposed to pogo. Anyways, it's fine. Here's the seamstress. She's gonna give us a side quest to collect 25 Hoker spines to upgrade our cloak. Optimally, so in a latest patch speedrun, this upgrade is required. In like the optimal way, you would actually down patch to release patch, and then you don't need the ability to float to finish the game at all, and this entire thing would be skipped. But again, I'm playing on current patch. I'm not a fan of down patching in general, and yeah, there are plenty of people who do speedruns on this patch too, so. Alright, so these floating enemies are called pokers, and we need to grab their spines, which is a bit of RNG, because they can shoot their spines in a couple different directions. So how quickly we'll get spines is a bit up in the air. But again, we're not really in a rush. And we can do things like shoot silk spears at the ceiling and get a bunch of spines that way. Proper speedrunners will do some pretty crazy strats to get a lot of spines quickly. Like you can pogo these guys and then like silk spear above their head as they're firing spines out and like get all of them, and it's pretty impressive looking. But we're gonna play it a little safe.
So we do have a question in chat. What is the preferred patch?
So I mean, I think the optimal like any percent speedrun patch is just like release patch. But I'm pretty sure a bunch of different categories run on a bunch of different patches for various reasons.
Very fair.
But I don't know enough in detail to really speak about that. Okay, so we save and quit there it teleports you back to the last bench that you sat on. If you're familiar with Hollow Knight, bench warps are used like all the time. You do save and quits all over the place. In this game, they're actually much less common. Where like this is one of like I want to say 3 or 4 that we're gonna do. But yeah, in this game, there's just a lot more hard saves that like set your save quit location, so it's not as useful. But we now have the Mary Poppins cloak.
Yay.
Megina fora. Wenera.
And Seamstress is gonna talk our ear off before she lets us go. Alright, we're gonna come back over here to grab a hidden item here. I grabbed a relic earlier, we didn't really talk about it, but we're grabbing some relics just to sell for money later. So we're gonna grab this bone scroll, which we'll be selling. Because again, we need a lot more money. We bought like the sting shards and the crafting kit already, which was a bunch of money, and we have a bunch of other upgrades that I would want to buy. Alright, but now we have our next boss, which is the 4th chorus. They're a pretty cool boss, in my opinion. Like their design is really cool, if you ask me.
And the soundtrack is really good too.
Yeah. However, by 4th chorus. You can just jump out of the arena. I do it with a heal midair, which makes it actually a lot more lenient. You can actually even make that jump without a heal, and it's actually fine. It suddenly becomes quite precise though. All right, so we're gonna unlock this Belby station for no other reason than we might be taking Ayla here at the end of the run, but I'm otherwise not going to use that station at all. Okay, so with our cloak, we now have like basically all the upgrades we need to proceed with the run. And there's a couple different routes open to us, as I mentioned earlier. At this point, this is where we would go and rescue 5 fleas to get to Greymoor. Hi, Sharma. Bye, Sharma. But an alternative way to get to Greymoor is to just float there with the cloak, which is what I'm going to do. This means I'm going to have to fight an extra boss, actually. We're going to have to fight Moorwing. But in my opinion, fighting Moorwing is actually easier than rescuing 5 fleas. Which I would not have thought when I first routed this category, I was rescuing fleas. And I was rescuing fleas for a very long time. Before I realized just how easy Moorwing it is.
They still seem terrifying to me. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, they're a bit
fleas.
spooky, but yeah, I don't know. But so is the giant ant and all the other things you have to do to rescue fleas. Alright. So, we make it to Greymoor. We have a little bit of enemies to run past here.
By the way.
Come down here and grab this extra relic. Again, so a lot of people do grab this relic. I normally skip this, but we need it for extra money for Dog Park if necessary. And a cool little skip here, you can pogo the like objects floating in the water to get up there a little bit more quickly. Okay, so this upcoming arena, we're going to see sting shards in action. So sting shards are like a little trap that we can lay, and they'll enemies that spawn on them will just take a bunch of damage. But also, sting shards can explode, and you can do this. Okay, bye.
That's a lot faster than what I've ever seen.
It's very good. But yeah, so sting shards, if they like take a second to arm, and if you hit them or if you lay a second sting shard on top of them before they arm, they'll just explode. And the 5 shards shoot out in 5 different directions. But if you do that like inside of an enemy, like all 5, I think that's how it works anyways, like all 5 of the needles will like all deal damage, and it just is like an absurd amount of damage. Enemies die to it very, very quickly. It's harder to do than you might think though. You need to like specifically know where an enemy is going to spawn and have time to set up before they get there and stuff. So we don't actually do it in all that many spots, but when it works, it's real good. Alright, here's Morwing. Kind of a spooky boss. I mean, actually that's not true. I think they're a pretty straightforward boss, but like, I guess casually they're very spooky. And certainly on a release patch, they were a lot harder. They got nerfed pretty hard.
Yeah, I think that's where my trauma comes from. It's just
Yeah, that's true.
my first playthrough, I was just stuck here with Reapers.
But yeah, in my opinion, the basic secret is just don't ever up slash them. Just keep doing side slashes, and then it mostly just the geometry of everything just kind of works out pretty nicely. It also helps that this arena is super massive. Like, one thing about hitless runs is like, you come up with strats for bosses, but then sometimes near like the edges of the arenas, things can get awkward. Like you have a strat for dodging a specific attack, but then if you're standing in the corner, you just like can't dodge or whatever. But Morwing's arena is like literally like 5 screens wide. It's like, there's no corners, it's fine. So that works pretty nicely. This is Haunted Bellheart. I'm sure it's fine. We'll be back here later.
They're just hanging out.
We are actually going to save Bellheart. It is actually necessary. But first we have Shellwood. I'm going to knock on the door 5 times. That's just to stall for time. I'm like, I want the flying enemy that aggroed me to de-aggro me, so I just knock 5 times, which is long enough to get them to leave me alone. Then a cool little skip here, we can actually pogo that enemy. They just like, they're pogoable before they have a hurt box, so like it's actually safe to do that. I don't like that trap placement. I'm actually gonna replant it. Okay. Now we have the cool bugs don't look at explosions. Finish.
The slow-mo. It's so good.
But yeah, a lot of arenas in this game, sting shards are just super useful if you know, when we know where the enemies are going to spawn, you can just plant sting shards there and deal massive damage. Also, Hornet Gober. Okay, so we have our next boss, Sister Splinter, coming up, and spoiler warning, our next boss, Skip. We're not going to be fighting Sister Splinter. We're instead going to be running right past her. Well, not running, but we will be skipping them using some precise enemy pogos. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the taunt button, which is like never explained, but you can taunt enemies and have them aggro you. And then we're going to lure this guy over here. Oh, hello. Okay. So we lure this flying enemy over here so that we can pogo them. And that gets us past Sister Splinter.
Very nice.
Sister Splinter, another boss that actually got nerfed after release patch because they were too difficult. And I can attest that they were in fact very annoying. This room also quite spooky. These flowers are, I don't know, a bit unpredictable at times.
Yeah, and you go
get
through it
through
way
there.
faster.
Yeah.
My heart.
Okay. So we get our next ability here. This is the, it's called Cling Grip, which is, I don't know, not a name I very much like, but it's the ability to stick to walls and do wall jumps, which is very useful. And yeah, in this game you can just jump up the same wall sort of infinitely. Okay. That room's a bit spooky. I just kind of go as fast as possible, and if there's one of those water striders in the way, I just pogo it, which works well, I guess, but they are sort of randomly located, which is always a spooky thing in terms of hitless. These bell walls, if you hit them just right, they'll break in 2 hits. It's like a positioning thing, but I'm very bad at it. I mostly get them in 3 hits.
Ooh, lucky Nobel guy.
Yeah, no enemy. There's a bunch of random enemies that spawn in this area, and there's one that can be in a really awkward spot that fortunately didn't spawn. Alright, so this brings us to actually one of the spookiest bosses in the entire run. This is Widow. And again, I'm gonna let Karu take comms. I'm gonna try to lock in here.
So the reason why this boss is so difficult and annoying is because of all the projectiles that she throws. As you can see here, she's just throwing her bells around everywhere, and a lot of times, especially in phase 2, she will do like a diagonal bell along with some vertical bells, and it's very difficult to dodge. I know Casserole has a strat for phase 2 though, but basically if you're hitting the bells while they're falling, they can ping pong off walls. They can just like fall directly on your head. It's a tough boss, and I feel like it's very RNG heavy. Nice phase 1, fast.
Yeah, phase 2, I'm just gonna stick to this wall. Basically, if you hold this right wall, almost no bell can ever hit you. Like 99% of bells won't hit you if you hug that wall. There is a chance that a bell will like bounce towards you though, which is you have to keep an eye out for. But yeah, it's a very good idea casually. If you want a good place to hide. And it's not even like particularly slow. Like there are a lot of like extremely slow like cheese strats that a lot of people use in certain like all sorts of fights all throughout the game, which I typically don't like that much. Like I would rather just sort of fight them, quote unquote, normally. But I don't mind that one. That one's like not particularly slow. So.
Oh, that was really fast. GG Widow.
Yeah, Widow down. All right, so we get the needle in, which is the ability to play music on our needle. Again, absolutely necessary to get into Act 2, which is we're basically ready to go to Act 2 now. We've been collecting all of the abilities we need, and we're basically ready to go there after we do this spider dream cutscene. So in this area, you can actually like fall into the void. And you can see we don't have HP right here. It like doesn't count, like it doesn't deal you any damage. Per team hitless rules, which is sort of the like de facto standard for hitless, falling here would count as getting hit. So we're gonna avoid that if we can. I don't think I've ever fallen here. It's like not particularly difficult, but it is, I don't know. It's just like interesting to talk about the rules.
I definitely have.
No?
I've just run off the edge.
All right, we've got some long cutscenes here. If there are any announcements or anything, now's a great time.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about some donations that came in actually towards that incentive. Again, we do need to reach that by the end of the run, everybody. We have $5 from Alu going towards that Take Isla to the Park. We also have $5 from Anonymous that says, let's go upper. And I gotta say, you've been doing an amazing job with this. I could never do a hitless anything because even as I'm watching right now, I'm like, why are you doing that? And it's like, oh yeah, you're hitless. You're not speed running. This is not, please remember what we're doing here. But I could never do it. So it is absolutely amazing to be able to watch this today.
All right, this cutscene we are gonna sit through, and what I like to do is dance. So if you have any dance emotes, now's a great time to spam them in the chat.
Ooh,
because
dance
we're just gonna be
emotes,
doing the
everybody.
spider shimmy here. So this is the cutscene that we typically skip. Like we've hit levers and then immediately left the room. It's that's why you have to sit through that animation. Okay. This is we've just unlocked the ability to climb up walls and the needle in, which is like a lot of movement abilities. So we're gonna take a bunch of detours here to do some shopping. So we're gonna come here, visit Scrounge. We've just rescued this town, by the way. Belhart is now unhaunted, so we can access all the shops in here also. So Scrounge is gonna take all these relics off of our hands and give us a lot of money. We're gonna go upgrade our needle, which is free, fortunately. Oop, or we could fall off the ledge, that works too. So this is Plenty. Plenty will upgrade our needle. Speedrunners would do this too. Like you have to free Belhart, and like Plenty's right here, and it's a free damage upgrade. It's definitely worth it. Definitely saves time. And on latest patch, you can actually skip that cutscene. On older patches, you can't, which is nice.
The time save.
Yeah. Okay, but then from here, we're gonna go do some more shopping. Karu, do you want to talk about the crest system in this game?
Yeah, so on, or in a hitless run, we want to be on the Hunter's Crest, which is the default crest that Hornet starts with, primarily because of the upgrade that Casserole is going to get right now, which gives us a little bar. I believe it's 6 hits to fill that bar up completely, and it gives us a 30% damage buff. So it's perfect for hitless because ideally we're not getting hit and we're doing a bunch of damage. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of very common questions like, are you gonna get any different crests? So like crests are sort of like you can think of them as like a class sort of thing. There's like, we're in Hunter's Crest right now, but you can get like the Shaman's Crest, which has better spells and like different attacks and stuff, or like the Architect's Crest, which has better tools, that sort of thing. So a very common question is like, are you going to be getting any different crests? And the answer is just like no. Hunter's is basically the perfect hitless crest because of the evolved Hunter's Crest that we're going to unlock right here. But yeah, I think as Karo explained, so we're gonna get a focus bar, which when we stack it up to 6, you stack it by hitting things, and when you stack it up to 6, you get a 30% damage boost, and whenever you get hit, you lose all of your stacks of focus. But given that this is hitless run, it's basically just a 30% damage boost, which is kind of a big deal.
Free damage boost.
All right. Unfortunately, we would love to now just immediately save and quit and teleport back to the Belhart bench. But unfortunately, talking to Ava here is a hard save, so we do have to actually walk out with our legs.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But there is actually one other thing we're going to do here, which is grab one more relic, which we'll sell later. So in this weave nest is a rune harp, It's a pretty expensive relic. I think it's like 200 something rosaries, so it's quite a bit of money. Head plant directly into the switch. And then we can walk on out of here. That's basically it for the shopping. We can now resume our regularly scheduled run here. Sneak past Dave Jr. there. That roly-poly enemy hit Karu like in one of her more recent hitless attempts, which was very tragic.
Never again, Dave Jr.
Yeah. Okay, back to Bellheart we go. Time wasn't a concern. What would you both go for crest-wise? It would be, yeah, it would just be Hunter's Crest. At least for any percent. If you're talking about like Hundo or all bosses, or like anything going into Act 3, you could start talking about like Shamans or Architects, like they probably have a place. But at any percent, it's just Hunters. Alright. So from here, we have two options for getting into Act 2. There is, we could go up the Blasted Steps and fight the Last Judge, or we could go through the Mist and fight the Phantom. Those are our options. I'm going to reset this room because I screwed up. It's fine. And I personally like to choose to fight Phantom. Specifically, like the only reasoning that went into this when I routed it was Phantom is my favorite boss. I want to fight Phantom. So that's what we're going to do. Is it easier? I think it's probably like pretty similar difficulty-wise, but Phantom is the coolest boss, so. Here we're gonna grab Pimpillo. This is a tool that basically, like, of all the hitless runners that I watch currently, and I watch like 6 probably, I am the only one who grabs Pimpillo. Seriously, people need to grab Pimpillo. It's a super good tool. I don't know why no one else
really
gets
useful, but I'm just so set in my ways. It's impossible.
But yeah, it's basically like a bomb that you can throw. It deals a large amount of like AoE damage, which is sort of exactly what you want in a lot of the arenas in this game. So I really like it. Alright, into Sinner's Road we go. Sinner's Road is like... It's a very scary looking area, certainly. There's like a lot of really aggressive enemies, but it's not too bad if you just sort of like follow the scripts. So like this room, we're just gonna kind of go really quickly, aggro everything, and it's fine. Cool. So we're taking a detour here for this. This is the Barb Bracelet. It increases your damage by 25%, but it makes you take double damage. Which, again, well, not again, but sounds awful, and yes, it is awful in a normal playthrough, but in a hitless run, it's kind of free, because we're not going to get hit at all. Or that's the plan, at least. Although it does, like, again, we're sort of playing unmodded, and as we get into the back half of the run, a lot of things are going to start dealing 2 damage per hit, which is going to get doubled to 4. So like we will actually just be like at risk of dying very quickly if we screw up at all.
I wasn't scared there. I didn't even flinch.
Yeah, of course not.
Was I muted to where you couldn't hear me flinch? Maybe.
Yeah, that room can be spooky. There's like that flying enemy that I like jump underneath. If he sees you, he summons a second flying enemy out of nowhere to like flank you with. It's like actually terrifying. But
Yeah, it's a really scary run if you don't go fast.
yeah. All right, this is the Mist. The Mist is completely random. There are 8 rooms. Every time you enter and exit, it'll like give you a random room on the other end with randomly placed enemies and things like that. To find the correct exit, you have to play your needle into these butterflies, and they will point the way. Fun fact, which I will share every time, because it's hilarious in my opinion. When I first came here casually, I literally just randomly stumble, like I didn't realize you had to play your needle into these things, and I just stumbled into the correct exit like second try. I was like, oh, that was a cool area. Only later did I
Wow.
realize that everybody hates it and it's actually the worst.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was in here for like an hour, I think.
Oh,
Okay, this is room 3. I don't need to play for the butterflies in this room because I know where the correct exit is because of like how room layouts work basically. So like the third room, the correct exit has to be left or right facing, and I happen to know that this room only has one other right or left facing exit, so that has to be the correct one. So we'll just go over there. Trap. Okay, this is the halfway point, the crossing. The cool thing about the crossing is you can actually backtrack through it, and you can do that as many times as you want. And this just re-randomizes the room, so I'm just going to keep doing this until I get a room that I like. Which is actually kind of important because the way rooms work in the second half of the Mist, in theory, you only have to solve 2 rooms, but if you keep losing coin flips, you could be literally stuck here forever. Like I've done, I think my worst is like a 6-room second half, which is awful. So it's important to like re-randomize it to get a room that actually doesn't suck. That like minimizes the odds of that happening. Wow, this is the
Oh, no.
1 in 8 chance that we're gonna have to do an extra room because we got this room layout. But that's okay. Okay, straight up. So I should just be able to go, and I'm gonna aggro like 16 enemies here, and it'll be fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so this will be the final room. Okay, we're going this way. Oh, right here, nice. Okay. Cool, that was fine. We are done with the Mist. But yeah, the Mist is like, it's very scary. The randomly
always
generated
use so
rooms
much.
and hit lists do not necessarily go hand in hand.
Exactly.
Alright, we're gonna equip our barb bracelet so we actually get the 25% damage boost. And then we're gonna go fight the coolest boss in the game. We have some platforming here. This platforming is actually really tough. Or, it's very unforgiving. If you screw up here, you're taking damage, basically. There's just like no way around it. It's... Because you're either like too slow and then you get hit by the steam, or you hit spikes. And like, there's no other way you can screw it up. Grab some silk over here. Okay, I'm gonna lock in for Phantom. That's sort of the attack we're looking for, is we want them to just keep jumping. It's very easy to punish. Okay, they're playing super nice, I guess.
They really are.
such good music in this game.
There really is.
Does the dog park have good music?
Probably not, no. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's the Farfield's music, it's fine. But it's not.
Well, I want to hear it anyway. And we need $80 to be able to hit that incentive to go to the dog park at the end of the run, which we're roughly at the halfway mark right now, right?
Yeah, just about. Okay, so this fight ends with this quick time event where we have to parry. And this actually unlocks us a new silk skill. So this gives us the cross stitch, which is a parry, which is very useful. We're going to be using this a lot throughout the run. So silk skills, you can only have one of them equipped. So up till now we've had Silk Spear. Now we have the parry. We can swap between them, and we will be swapping between them. So yeah, cross stitch will be useful in a lot of spots, but we're still going to use Silk Spear in a bunch of spots too. We didn't get crushed by the elevator.
Yeah.
Go
I was
us.
gonna say.
That elevator takes like a really long time to descend, and everyone has at least once just like walked into the elevator shaft and discovered that it actually just crushes you if you step into it. Okay. Cool. We are done with Act 1. 0 hits. I will take it. So we got this hidden memory locket here so that we can equip Pimpillo. We get to see a really cool like minor glitch here. It doesn't do anything, it's just funny. But since we equip a tool here for the first time, the game is like, press down B to use tools. Oh, I need to go grab the Ventrica too. So it just sort of has this tool prompt, and this usually goes away like when you leave the room that you're in. But when we leave this room, we're going to trigger the Act 2 cutscene. And so this prompt just sort of stays here through this cutscene, which is really funny. And then we have this, where it's like, Act 2. Down and B to use tool. So in case you didn't know, it's down plus B.
I might forget if it goes. Oh, I forgot already.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's Lace.
Mia fene, Megina fora. Da, fenestra.
So this cutscene,
Vienta.
TLDR, Hornets literally basically just says, what is God gonna do, smite me? And then this happens. And like, I don't know, Hornet, like, there's this thing called Tempting Fate. You should think about that. Anyways, we leave the room so those enemies despawn. That works out. But yeah, basically all the enemies in this citadel were sleeping, and then Hornet goes and angers. Okay, I don't like this. I normally run past this guy, but I screwed up my movement, so I guess we'll just beat him up. Sure, okay. Yeah, this room can be kind of spooky, but we're like evading a bunch of like enemy spawn triggers by like doing our movement in a weird way and like, yeah, hiding from a bunch of guys, and it's not too bad. Once again, we hit a lever and then leave the room so we don't have to watch the animation. So we make our way to the top of the citadel. Have you ever run into this steam, Karu?
So
I
many
worry about it
times,
a lot.
yeah.
I don't think I ever have, though.
I tell myself every time when I'm going into that room, don't run into
Yeah.
the steam.
Alright, we have some grand reads. These guys are rather tricky to jump past. There's a couple different ways you can do it, but basically we're using iframes when we pogo to like actually dash through them. Alright, fan favorite boss, this is the Clockwork Dancers.
Your tool setups are so cool.
Yeah, I set up 3 traps here. So in phase 1, their movements are consistent, so I know this one on the right is going to trigger all 3 of these traps. So the 2 dancers have separate HP pools, and you only need to beat up one of them to finish the phase. So we just focus all our damage on one. Cross stitch. So that was my parry, which is useful in emergencies.
Yeah, that's like an impossible move to dodge unless you're like very, very
Yeah,
fast.
that one, that
Yeah.
pattern precisely
Yeah,
is
that
really
pattern.
tough. Yeah. Okay. Phase 3. Now they're moving even faster, or now they're actually just moving not in tandem, obviously. And again, I only care about damaging one, so. Wow, they're one hit away too. Awkward. Welp, we tried. That's okay though. I will take Act 1 hitless in a marathon any day.
Act 1 hitless is amazing in a marathon run.
Alright, we have another dance break here, because again, this cutscene takes forever and we've got nothing better to do.
Well, while we're in our dance break, everybody, again, welcome to No Glitches Allowed 2026, here in support of the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center, where in 2011, a local woman named Georgia Obenhaus lost her home, and her only focus became how to prevent her family dogs from going back to animal control. Starting out with just an empty shell of a building, Go Rescue soon became not just a place for her current rescues, but a shelter that has grown to rescue over 2,000 dogs to date with no signs of slowing down. And your donations can help with that project. Exclamation donate in chat. And also don't forget, you can attach it to an incentive to be able to get the park at the end. We want to see the park at the end of the run here.
We do, it's true. Alright, so that's fine. We got hit once. We're gonna put that behind us. We're gonna switch here to Silk Spear for the upcoming arena. Well, yeah, in general, cross stitch is like gonna be better for bosses, and I like Silk Spear in arenas with lots of enemies. Got some kind of precise movement here. This is Cogwork Core. Yeah, it's a bit spooky. I used to do this area like a little bit more quickly, like I did more of the speedrunner strats, but I kept getting punished for it, so I do it a little slower now. But yeah, the thing is that all these cogs, you can pogo them safely. You can also claw line into them once we get that, which is quite useful. This guy, we're just gonna smack his shield, and then he always is a front-facing melee attack. Oh yeah. Hit that lever, leave the room. So we have a scary arena here. This is the Vaults arena. Yeah, it's, I mean, I guess the second scariest arena in the run. But yeah, it's like 5 ways long, a lot of flying enemies, a bit spooky. But we have a lot of tools to deal with it.
A very small arena as well.
The second wave I do basically the speedrunner strat, which is kind of cool. We line up all 3 of these enemies for a single Silk Spear, which is quite cool looking if you ask me. That's the Pimpillo, the explosives that we got. Okay.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's that arena, and also kind of important is the amount of silk we have coming out of that arena, because we're basically going to carry this silk into the next boss fight, which actually isn't for a little bit, but yeah, we're basically going to have this amount of silk going into it, so the strats I use in that arena are designed to like leave me with enough silk for Trobio, because they are mean. For now, though, we're going to steal the Psalm Cylinder from Cardinius's vault and then sell it back to Cardinius for 200 rosaries.
Fadastama. Cadestre. Benifrank.
Okay. So we're slightly richer now. And we basically have like one more upgrade that we're going to need to buy. So we're saving up money for that, which is just going to be another crafting kit later. For now, we go through the vaults, which is a very confusing area. These rooms are very big and very samey. I got lost here several times while like casually and then just like learning the route for speedrunning or for hitless. It's just like, how high do I go up in this room? It's like 6 levels.
Yeah, all the levels look the same.
We are going to take a brief detour here to grab the pale oil so that we can upgrade our needle a second time. which used to be done in speedruns. It no longer is. It's like, I think it loses like 30 seconds or so. Which is obviously like a time loss for a speedrun, but like in a hitless run, getting the needle upgrade is so good. It's so much extra damage.
Surprised it only loses 30 seconds. So.
Well, cause, I mean, it does make fights faster, right?
Yeah.
It like probably costs like 2 minutes or something to get the pale oil, but then it saves you like some of the amount of time back in the extra damage. So overall, it's not worth it for a speedrun, but in hitless, it's great. Especially given that we have like 55% bonus damage between our crests and the bard bracelet. It really starts to add up. All right, so fun facts. Chakra, the map seller, sells a quill, which you can use to like update your map. If you don't purchase a quill from Chakra, you can steal Trobio's quill. Does this lose time? Yes. Do we do it anyways? Also yes. It's red.
It matches our eyes.
It's true. Okay, so we're gonna head back over here to go over to Bellheart and upgrade our needle one more time. Back to Bellheart. But yeah, each needle upgrade, so by default your needle deals 5 damage, and every needle upgrade increases its damage by 4. But that's not quite true because there's also this weird like damage multiplier I won't get into. But yeah, so it's not quite that strong, but it's, yeah, that's a fair representation of how much damage that increases. Nice scrouge. Oof. I walk off that ledge without jumping every time. Okay, so Trobio is next. Trobio is just the hardest boss in this run. They are very, very scary.
There's just so much going on.
Throw bombs. They do all sorts of nonsense. All right, let's head on over there. And I've been getting hit by them a bunch in practice. I don't find them too bad, and I actually really enjoy the fight, but yeah, it's a spooky one for sure. All right.
Good luck, Trobio.
Hi, Trobio. Oh, drab and trembling squib. Yeah, that's me. We are going to lay 3 traps, and Trobio will trigger all 3 of these immediately, which is pretty cool. I did not mean to parry that, but okay. Cross stitch, very good in this fight.
Very, very good.
I didn't know that I had enough silk to do that, but I guess I did. Okay, you can still kill us.
Go. Oh my gosh.
Romeo.
Very extra.
He is
my
very extra.
favorite.
And then I guess I'll show off this cool Easter egg. So if you don't quite leave the room and then go back.
Oh my goodness.
He's just pretending.
Yeah, did I hear something just now? No, it's nothing. He's probably dead. But yeah, that's Trobio. That was spooky. I can't believe I did not get
That was
it there.
very clutch. Those were really good parries. He was being very mean too.
Yeah, he was. All right, so this brings us to the underworks. Yeah, we're here to grab the claw line ability. Also, yeah, you might be asking, because I certainly didn't realize this, Trobio is actually required. Like, if at the end of my casual playthrough, if you had asked me like what bosses are required to beat any percent, Trobio would not have made the list. But yeah, you do actually need to beat him to get access to like the Whispering Vaults, or like the far corner of Whispering Vaults where the melody is. Okay, this room, you just hold run. Just hold run, and everything's fine.
Oh my god.
Easy.
How everything's going, how far would you say we are towards the end of the run?
Like 3/4 maybe?
So we're running out of time. Again, everybody, we need $80 to be able to take Isla to the dog park at the end of the run. And also, want to remind everybody about that bid war for Super Mario Mon. That's our very next run. If you want to name the blooper, we need that at the start of the run to be able to name it. What do you want the blooper to be? Do you two actually have any name ideas for it?
I no, I guess I know.
No.
What's winning so far, out of curiosity? If
Right
anything?
now we have no one has named the blooper.
Oh, no one's named the blooper, eh?
Need a good squid name.
I mean, you could just do like Tentacool or some such if you wanted to
Fair.
go in on that way, but
The first thing that came to mind was just squid. But I'm just
Also fair. I was actually gonna say Trobio, but these also work.
okay, set up trap here so that these two guys get sucked into it. Then we can still spear. This arena is like one of my favorites. It's just like, it's very easy and it's like looks so cool when you just do it cleanly. Oh, he didn't explode the other guy. Right. Also, one of the enemies in that arena is called an underscrub, and I feel the need to bring that up because I just think it's a hilarious name for an enemy.
That's fine.
Alright, so this is the 12th architect. We're going to buy our last upgrade here. We're going to buy a crafting kit, which is going to increase our tool damage. So yeah, our tools are now hitting real hard, which will be very necessary in the final arena that we're slowly working our way towards. Okay, we're going to switch back to cross-stitch, and we're going to be using cross-stitch for the entire rest of the run now. Okay. So the current objective, we're trying to collect all 3 pieces of the threefold melody. And we've had this mission for a little while, and we haven't gotten any, but now they're just going to come in like very fast sequence. We're going to get 1, 2, 3 in pretty quick succession here. So we're working our way to the first one, which is in the vaults. So fun fact, if you don't fight Phantom, if you get into Act 2 the other way, this room will have like steam pillars like in the exhaust organ. But fortunately we did fight Phantom, so this room's easy. Oh, bonk. Alright, so we grab the Sacred Cylinder here and we're gonna go visit Cardenius so we can play it. Do a nice little claw line underneath that guy. So yeah, we have the claw line ability. We didn't really talk about it, but it's basically a hook shot. And the cool thing about it is it's still like, it'll still launch you forward even if you don't hit anything with it. So you can just sort of use it for like movements or for, you know, something like that, which is quite nice. All right, actual hardest part of the run is remembering to get Cardenius to actually play the Psalm Cylinder after you give it to him. Definitely not something I've forgotten multiple times. You just give him the Psalm Cylinder and then leave.
I'm gonna have to run all the way back.
Yeah. All right. That's melody piece number 1. Now we're going to return to Cogwork Core. There's a couple of ways we can get back. I know a lot of hitless runners like to go through like the first shrine to get back, I just go through Cogward Core. It's like a little bit faster, and you don't have to pogo Grand Reads, which I'd prefer not to.
Yeah, this way.
But you do
actually
have to
was
get
a lot
past a really
quicker.
annoying soldier boy, so there's that. Okay, so let's see if this guy wants to cooperate. This enemy in this room is real annoying, or he can be. Okay, he's fine. If he's like standing right on the edge or like actually really far away, it can be a bit spooky. So this room and like the next couple are all sort of cycle based. So you know, just do the movement. It's fine. No problem. And this room, it actually has a lot of speedrunner skips. I'm gonna do some of them. Like a lot of them are safe, but some of them are actually super cursed. But I still think it's still a pretty cool and fun room. So like right here, we're gonna claw line this guy to get up here early. This skips like a whole lap around. There's a skip you could do right here. I'm not gonna do it though. I'm gonna go down because it scares me. You can just... It's actually pretty easy to jump over that guy, but you can also just blow him up with Pin Pillow if you want. And then here we're gonna do our next skip, which is claw lining into these gears.
Wow, I didn't know you went up that way.
Yeah, I think you go all the way to the left, right?
To the right, yeah.
Or yeah, the other left. Yes. So this room, the puzzle's the same every time. I sort of vaguely do it like a speedrunner might have like 6 months ago. They do it a lot faster nowadays, but I still think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that pogo looks super cool.
But yeah, the puzzle is literally just like lining up. You just get the notes to actually line up. There's nothing much more to it than that, but anyways. I would hate to be the neighbors of whoever lives in this tower.
Ooh.
Man, another pilgrim is learning the threefold melody at 2 a.m.
Third time this week.
Yeah. It is, it is a very cool cutscene.
So
though.
loud. Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna do the speedrunner movement to leave this room,
Oh.
which looks terrifying, but is fine. I don't know.
Okay. It looks terrifying, yeah.
Every time it gives me anxiety. It's so scary.
I mean, like... So, I don't know, like, I find that sort of thing interesting, but, like, I like just... if you try and do it slowly, then you start thinking about it, and then you're gonna, like, get nervous or screw it up or whatever, whereas if you just, like, have, like, a fast, consistent way, like, you just let your hands do it, you know, that sort of thing. That's sort of at least how I see it anyways. I just find that to work out in a lot of cases.
It's okay. I'll just float down for 5 minutes.
Okay. So we have one more piece of the threefold melody to get, and we save the best for last. We're going to High Halls. If you've ever played this game, as soon as I say the word High Halls Arena, you know exactly what I am talking about. Because it is just like the most ridiculous arena in this entire game. It is 11 waves long. 11! It is far too many. It is, yeah, by far the hardest part of this run. And why we've gotten, like, most of the upgrades that we've gotten. So we'll see what we can do. But first we have High Halls proper. I really love the music in this area. It is, like, super pretty. I am very sad that this area isn't longer. But yeah, hopefully no water slides today. Hornet is a big fan of riding on the water slides, but we don't want to ride on them.
Do we have time for a couple donations?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
All right, we have a $100 donation from McGirlNet. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this correctly. Thank you so much for your donation to the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. And we also have a $25 donation from K Alamode with no comment, but it does also, I'll have to get back to Mac in a second here, sorry. From McGirlNet, it says GG incoming hitless cast. Thank you again for that donation. And then for K Alamode's donation, it do have a name now for our blooper, Marin. Are we talking about Zelda Marin? Like, what game? Link's Awakening Marin? Question mark? For a blooper?
It's the only Marin I know.
Yeah, and then also giving us $22 extra towards taking Isla to the park at the end of this run, which now puts us at 42 of the $100 needed for that. And then also another number, we are at $2,800 raised for Go Rescue.
Nice.
Oh, exciting.
Okay, so we farm that Grand Raid for Silk because we want full Silk going into High Halls. I'm going to take just a 10-second stretch break before we do this because it'd be spooky. Remember to stay hydrated. This is one of the benefits of hitless versus speedrunning. You can just kind of take a quick little stretch break if you want. All right, hi YouTube, welcome to my hitless High Halls arena tutorial video. We're gonna learn how to beat a High Halls arena in 11 easy steps. If I ever make noises like that, that's my everything is okay noise that I like to make sometimes.
Okay.
It means that everything is going completely to plan.
Sure.
Another trap explosion there that just obliterate that guy.
So good.
It really is. I'm basically the only runner who brings cross stitch into this arena. It's really good in like 2 waves specifically, and like kind of okay everywhere else. Yeah, I think Silk Spear is better for the first like 10 waves, but specifically for wave 11, cross stitch is just the nutter butters. Speaking of wave 11, here it is. Now I'm nervous. Ah, boo. I had a Silk to parry that too. Gross. Alright.
Yeah, that's really good though.
We'll take it in a marathon, certainly. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. I, like, didn't need to parry that first attack, and then that put me in a spot where I didn't have quite enough Silk to... I mean, it turns out I did actually have exactly enough Silk to parry that third attack, but I didn't think I did. That's alright.
I mean, a one-hit High Halls is incredible, so...
Yeah, we take those. Okay, so our next boss is Lace 2. I jokingly call Lace 2 the easiest boss in the run. She's not actually, but she is like a surprisingly straightforward boss to do hitless. She doesn't shoot any projectiles. She doesn't have any overlapping attacks. She doesn't even jump at all, except to do her like triangle dash, which is very consistent. And like so, like all of her attacks are just like very consistent to counter. She is very, very fast, which is tough. But like, she is just so unbelievably consistent. So I don't know. I enjoy the fight a lot. I think it's a really cool fight.
I honestly never
yeah.
felt that she was consistent. I'm like, I don't know. I like, she's okay, but I feel like I don't know. I get in my head or something. Cause,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
She's very fast.
Any quick announcements? We just have to sit through a short cutscene here before we get into it.
Gotcha. So yeah, just a reminder on where we are for the taking Isla to the park. We have 42 of $100 needed for that. So we're $58 away from being able to go to the park, everybody, which to me kind of sounds like, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say that's gonna close like in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, so we need that now, everybody, if we want to see the park, because that sounds like more marathon to me. And I don't know about y'all, but I like more marathon, especially on finale day.
It's true. All right, Lace 2 time. Also, one nice thing about Lace 2 is her very first attack is always the same, so it's kind of nice to just like, you always do open in the exact same way, and it lets you sort of get into the groove, I find at least, which is helpful. But yeah, I find it funny that like against Lace 2, I'm like more aggressive than against Lace 1, because Lace 1 is just super awkward for some reason. It can't be explained. Wow, okay, I'm good at this game.
Quick update, we are now at 72 of the 100 needed. Time for a donation here that actually answers a question we had earlier.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we have $30 from K a la mode. With it, they have said the name Marin was for Marin. I'm gonna hopefully do okay with this. Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling, whose name's kanji means sea and dream. Marin in Zelda is spelled with katakana in Japanese to dictate the Western pronunciation of the name, which is surprising because sea and dream fits Link's Awakening so well, and it really does.
Yeah.
Thank you for that donation and the explanation of who the Marin is for our blooper, Bid War.
GG Lace.
It's true, we only have, yeah, as Oz is pointing out in chat, we have $28 and we have like a minute or two at most to get that in if we want to take Ayla for a walk.
I need to see this, y'all.
But yeah, remember how I was saying Lace 2 does the same first attack every time, and then I proceeded to get hit by it? I thought that was pretty cool.
It happens.
It does happen.
Just marathon. That's it.
It is. We're pushing even higher. We need $13. We are at 87 of the 100, everybody.
This is it. I'll sit here for like a minute, but this is are we gonna take Ayla to the dog park or not?
Chat.
Your last
Chat,
chance.
are we? $13, chat.
Old. I'm actually putting the donation in the notes.
Okay. We'll head on over then there.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn the speed run around.
Oh, and we've definitely hit it. I'm seeing number
Thanks,
go
chat.
up.
All right, so we're gonna go
We're
over to
definitely
far
going up.
fields.
We have hit it with a lot. Karu with a $60 donation that simply says Isla. Thank you. And K Mode with the 13 as well. Lucky number 13. We are gonna get to see the park, everybody.
So this is the dog park. We're over here in Farfields. We're gonna get Ayla to do some tippy taps. She's really excited. Aw.
Stompies.
The devs have confirmed, like, formally that hitting Ayla with your nail is because of her scales are so thick. It counts as pets. She enjoys it very much. We can play her some music here.
So cute.
Oh my goodness.
The purring.
It's very cute. We can
Chat, you made this
also
happen.
this
I
bell a
could
little
not
bit
be
if she
happier.
likes. Oh, a cute little doggo.
I just love the stompies.
Good girl. Okay, I'll play one more time for her. She is very cute.
Very.
Thank you, chat, for getting that incentive met. I hope
Yes.
you enjoyed it. And we'll take her for a little ride.
Oh.
Do-do-do-do-do.
There was also a $15 donation from Onion Ducky that says GG's upper casserole and let's get this doggy to the park, which we definitely did. Thank you so much.
Okay. With that, we can go finish the video game. We have one boss standing between us and victory, which is Grandmother Silk. Overall, she's definitely not the hardest boss in the game. Like, similar to Hollow Knight, if you're familiar with that game, the Hollow Knight is by far not the hardest boss in that game. If you know, you know. But she's kind of scary. Like, she is very slow, but her attacks are kind of random and they can overlap with each other in weird ways, so it can get spicy at times. But we'll see what we can make happen here. Those spikes are terrifying. I claw line over them rather than pogo because I'm scared one day I'm just gonna love that. But we'll lay 2 traps here, which the god of Silk will never see coming. Yeah, we haven't really talked about it, but our damage is actually, like, pretty gross. Between the, like, 55% bonus damage and Needle 2, like, we actually hit extremely hard. Most of the bosses in the late game have gone down very fast, Grandma included. That's just phase 1. The time is coming up soon-ish. It's when we're done phase 2. I'll call it out. But 2 more traps. You'll never see those ones coming.
Is there time for a quick donation before time?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, because it is related. $30 from Celeste. GMS has nothing on you. Go get him.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Okay. Boo. Never just dash directly into a needle. Sometimes I do. Okay, so final cutscene here. I'm not actually sure when speedrunner time ends, presumably on the last input, so I'll call it out. It'll be, I don't know, less than 10 seconds probably. I think the screen fades to white completely. You can tell I don't actually speedrun this game. That's time.
GG. Yeah.
GG.
GG's. I'm a little sad about that last hit. The rest of the run I'm very pleased with. That was quite a solid run. I will take it in a marathon
I mean,
for sure.
sub 5. It's really good.
Yeah.
Very nice run. And very nice from both of you. The commentary, I learned a lot about the hitless run and even a little bit about the speed run as well.
It's true.
Definitely both of you. Any shout outs? Where can we find you? What are you up to? What is your favorite
Uh,
sandwich?
So a toasted bagel with peanut butter and honey. You can find
Ooh.
me at twitch.tv/uppercasserole. I do a lot of hitless runs, challenge runs, speed runs, various things. Caro, do you want to promote yourself?
Oh, Karu_TV, and just shout out to Casserole for inviting me to do this. I personally really like this run, and it's fun to watch. So
Yeah. But yeah, if you're interested in speedrunning this game or learning hitless, there's Discord communities. There's the Hollow Knight Speed Cord is super active, and there's also the Team Hitless Discord, which has sections for Silksong as well as many other games. And yeah, there's a lot of people working on hitless and speedruns of this game right now, so it's a very fun time. So yeah, feel free to join us, or don't. You know, I'm not your dad.
Well, both of you, thank you so much again. And this run has been amazing. The park was amazing. And even with the hits, this is an hour and a half run. 4 hits in an hour and a half. It is still a small fraction of what I would have in this. So definitely good job on this. And with that, we are now at $2,951. That's $49 away from the milestone. We still have that bid war open for the blooper. So everybody, if you want to donate to rename the blooper, right now it's Marin. But you can donate, attach to that bid war, and give the blooper a name for Super Mario Mon, which we are going to head into a quick break while we get Mario Mon set up. And we will be right back with No Glitches Allowed 2026.
Cheers, everybody.
bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to No Glitches Allowed 2026 here in support of the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. We're getting set up for our next run, Super Mario Mon. But I do want to let us know of a bid war coming up for that as well. And also, there's a lot happening. There's a lot on the screen happening. We have hit $3,000 raise to the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center. You all are doing absolutely amazing. That 3,000 is that milestone that we needed, which means we are going to get to see more marathon. We're going to get Cuphead at the very end of the marathon. You all are absolutely amazing. Now, with that, we do have a bid war, another bid war that is open for Super Mario Mon, where you can decide the name of Captain Toad's Dino Rhino that we meet in World 5. Right now, we do have that bid war that is going to wrap very, very soon for the run as well for this run in relation to the blooper. So now we have the blooper that you can name as well as Captain Toad's Dino Rhino. Make sure that when you are donating, you click on the bid war of your choosing for whichever one you want to name and give it a name. Now, while you're getting those donations in, we've got a little bit of time because we are going to be heading into an interview now for that Super Mario Mon run. Let's go ahead and get some information from our runner.